Hello and welcome to this webinar. We are very grateful to the Scleral Lens Education Society and to Wu University for inviting us. My name is Arnie Snepvangers. I'm co-founder of Eaglet Eye, and it is my absolute pleasure to take you through how you can transform your scleral lens fitting from an art into a science, and that with the use of profilometry. If you have any questions, don't hesitate and ask them through the chat, and we'll try to address all of them. And let's get going. So, let me just, okay. So the program is we're going to look a bit deeper into, so what is the shape of the sclera now? What do we know? And how do we get there? Then we'll look into ocular profilometry, and then we'll dig a bit deeper into the eye surface profiler and how it can help you transform your scleral lens fitting. So, as mentioned, sclera, just a short while ago, we knew very little about its shape. And it was thanks to the eye surface profiler and other devices that has come to the market since then, that in the last 10 years, we really have seen a lot of publications on the scleral shape. And one of the things that we've realized is that the shape is actually much more irregular and much more asymmetric than we thought it was. And we also realized that it's basically not, you're not capable of predicting the scleral shape when you just look at the cornea. And so there's been really an explosion of peer-reviewed publications. And of course, that's really helped us understand it better and helped all of us along very well. And so one of these publications basically categorized the various scleral shapes. And to everyone's surprise, less than 6% of the scleral shapes is spherical. And so that means that a whopping 94% is more asymmetric than that. So just under 30% regulatoric, 40% quad specific, and then 26% is more irregular than that, group 4. And so, you know, it's just, you know, the base message behind that is it's really worthwhile to have 3D data, to have measured the sclera. Because a good question to ask yourself then is, so can you, with if you have a full cornea data, can you actually extrapolate from that and fit a scleral lens? And well, the answer is that if the eye is, or the cornea is not too irregular and the keratoconus not too advanced, then it will help, of course. But as soon as you get into more irregular corneas, if the advanced keratoconus, then you just cannot extrapolate with sufficient accuracy to predict the scleral shape. So you will go through a lot of refits. And the whole purpose, the whole idea behind corneal scleral topography is that you can reduce those refits and you can focus on getting the best fit for your patients. So what is ocular profilometry? Ocular profilometry is full front surface measurement of the eye. That means the cornea always limbus to limbus, and then up to 20 millimeters of the sclera as well. And the eye surface profiler does that without any extrapolation in a single shot. And so no stitching is needed to put together the maps. And as we will show later in this presentation, it can be really helpful for anomalies like lacerations on the sclera. And the goal, of course, is end of guesstimation, reduction of refits, more customizations. So if we look at a number of these maps that kind of typify what kind of shapes you see. So if you go to the image top left, so you see a toricity with the rule, and of course you see in the center, you see the cornea, and then in the periphery, you see the sclera, and you see the pattern. If you are well versed into reading elevation maps, you can see that the toricity of the cornea is more or less continued on into the sclera. But if you go with the example one to the right, you see that the cornea actually appears quite spheric, whereas the sclera is toric, but that what we call against the rule, with the deepest meridian on the horizontal meridian. And right next to that, to the right, you see there is an oblique, so a diagonal deepest meridian, and about 90 degrees there is the highest meridian. And if you go to the one top right, you can basically see that at 2 o'clock there is a huge elevation. At 6 o'clock it's dipping down low, and around 9 o'clock it's getting up high again. So highly irregular. If we go to the one on the bottom left, what you can see here at about 9 o'clock is this white dot is actually indicating a pinguicula, and the one in the middle is 2 pinguiculi, and here is a filtering bleb. So all kinds of lacerations, all kind of anomalies can be measured with the eye surface profiler. So what makes the eye surface profiler tick? So it's a corneal scleral topographer, and it measures up to 20 millimeters, about 500,000 data points. As mentioned, no stitching, no extrapolation. And our raw data is height. And in the end, lenses are cut with height, and the best, the unambiguous shape of the eye can only be described in height. And we have an open platform, so we continuously add and are reaching out to labs to integrate their lenses into and to connect their lenses to our system. At the moment, we're at the count of 50 from 30 plus labs. And but as I said, this list will be growing because we're always keen on adding more. And the measurement is taken with a 2-micron corneal accuracy and 10-micron scleral accuracy. So just to indicate that with this device, although it's not the topic for today's presentation, you can fit all types of corneal lenses as well. And our company, Eaglet Eye, is 100% focused on specialty contact lenses. So we invest a lot in software development. We have a lot of things coming up that we're very excited about. So our focus is to your benefit and for your scleral lens value. So the technology is called Profilometry, and what makes that tick is the magic factor X there is fluorescein that is instilled onto the tear film. So when we then project from 2 sides, we project a line pattern of cobalt blue light. Now, when that cobalt blue light hits a fluorescein molecule, it gets scattered back in all directions, and also, of course, then into the camera of our system. And that's the image you see, the second one from the right. And you can see that line pattern, there's no hole. It is equally dense in the periphery as it is in the center of the front surface of the eye. And so, you get really a wealth of data describing the shape of the eye. And that is the key of profilometry technology. So this is what an operator would see. And so this is the live image of a measurement taken. Of course, you need to hold open the eyelids because it's a single shot device. And then you need to center it and focus, and you just hit the fire button and you see how quick it is. I will play that one more time. So eyelids are held open. You need to focus the red cross here and get those 2 dots aligned, and you hit fire. And within a few milliseconds, you have your image, indicating that eye movement is almost no problem for this device. You can really measure highly fluctuating eyes as well. So when you've taken a measurement, you will be, or the operator will be presented with quality indicators straight away whilst your patient is still in the chair. And you can then decide to whether you should apply some more fluorescein and take another measurement. From a single dose, you can take at least 3. But But I'll be very frank, scleral lenses are fitted on highly pathologic eyes. So there could be cases that you have to do it again. But of course, it's really useful to have that right away after you've taken the shot, after you've what you saw, if you flashed the 2 photos, and your technician or yourself will be able to decide on what to do. So the lens fitting, we call it first lens fit. And we have a whole menu of various lens manufacturers. You pick the one that you're most comfortable with. I mean, our goal is to make you continue to work with the lab that you're most comfortable with. And we always make sure that we train the professional affairs people at the other side, on the lab side. So when you have a discussion with them, they also will see the right information. And what you can see here is these blue circles. There are basically it's an algorithm that automatically detects pinguiculae. And so it highlights them for you as the practitioner to assess them, to see if they are high enough, and whether you should, together in collaboration with the lab, do something about it, either through a notch or a microvolt, or there's various forms of solutions offered by the various labs. And of course, there is a growing number now of highly customized lenses connected as well, that just take the 3D data measured of the eye and then create a personalized, customized lens on that. And so, you know, this is really keeping everyone, keeping the improvement going forward. So here, just to highlight this pinguicula, this is the same photo as we saw before. And so you see, wherever you put your mouse, you get the relative height, and you also get its position from the apex. So the device just provides you with all the information that you need in order to place your order with a lab. We work with Direct Connect, and Direct Connect is a very easy to use, fast way that you, after you've done your calculations in the first lens fit ESP software, you can then push that out directly to the lab of choice, and they will also receive the full data set of the measured eye. And as I mentioned before, so it allows you to have that informed discussion with your lab partner. So this is just a quick overview. As I mentioned, we have 30 plus. We couldn't cram all of them in, but you can see that all the leading labs are in here. And but our goal is to have all of them connected, so we will never stop pushing for more. And if you want to know more, I warmly invite you to send an email to info@eagleteye.com, or come to our website, eagleteye.com, fill in one of the contact forms.